Shalom. Shalom, Calvin, Israel. I'm going to start another. Actually, I might not have to start another live. Trying to get it together on here. Just bear with me. Okay. Okay. So, welcome to another live. Praise YAH, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, the creator of all things. Um, Today, I just wanted to, because I know it's preparation day, tomorrow's Shabbat day. I want to give a shout out to my people, Yisrael, real quick. And I just wanted to address some things because I was watching some brothers. Was it from the NFAC? Is that what they are? Let me go back. I forgot what it stood for. Okay, that's right. Not effing around coalition. That's right. I just want to give a shout out to my brothers, the militia group, and the black militia group. And there was something that was brought up on the video I was watching at the end, where the chief tells us, the brother commander. Ooh, I'm horrible at names, y'all. Forgive me. I forgot his name. Very educated brothers. He tells us that we all have to be on one accord, and I do agree with that. He says that in the beginning, and then in the end, he says, but all of us should just come together as black people and just be black, right? And I don't know. I was thinking, while he was saying that, what is being black? Like, what is that? What does that entail? You know, coming together in an organized manner, but just be black, right? And I understand self-expression and all of those things, when you're following the laws of the Creator, though, and not out and worshiping idols and doing all those things. But what does being black mean? Right? It means a lot of things. It means being gay, straight, idolaters alike, foolishness, intelligence, whoredom, and class, murderers and peacemakers. Being black means anger and laughter, joy and pain, sunshine and rain, right? But why does that sound beautiful when we include our curses into our existence? And why should we embrace suffering? Why do we glorify struggling? Why be satisfied with the bare minimum? Why have we fallen in love with our shackles, O Israel? Is it because we don't really believe that we can be far more than what we've been given? Possibly. Because remember what they say. Remember what they say. The sky is the limit for them. But our Creator, Yah, tells our forefathers that we shall be as the stars of the heavens, right? And the true stars are something, or are some things that the heathens have never really reached yet. They never really reached the stars, right? And they know that. So let's go to the book of Daniel. Let's go to Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12. And let's start at chapter, or verse 3. And it says, "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." So we haven't even reached our pinnacles yet that we thought that we had reached, but we haven't, not truly. And it says forever and ever. So that's something that's not going to end. This current system is ending, so it wasn't forever. So this hasn't even happened yet, right? Let's talk about who we are as a nation, right? Because Israel, who we are a nation born out of hell. That's who we are. We're a nation born out of hell. The rebirth of a nation. That's Israel. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. And let's start at the very first verse. "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations, where the Creator, your God, Yah your God, has driven you, and shall return unto Yah your Elohim, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, and all with all your heart and with all your soul. That then Yah your Elohim will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all the nations where Yah has, your Elohim has scattered you." Now I want to ask a really quick question to some of my Christian brothers and sisters right now, right? And I love you as well. When has Christ ever said that he scattered our people to the four corners of the earth? Where has Christ said that about our nation in particular? I can't point to not one verse. Not one verse can I think of where he's not the highlight, right? Because it's all about him. But when it comes to our Creator, the Creator shares his glory with no other. But the Creator also highlights us as a people throughout the Old Testament, right? So the Most High says, when we do this as a nation, so talking to the brother that was part of the NFAC, saying, we should just come together under blackness. It says in verse 3 that then Yah, your Elohim, will turn your captivity, right? Once your children obey his voice, in verse 2, according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul. That's something that none of our people have done yet, as a whole, as a nation. Like, we have not done that on one accord, called on our source on one accord. We call on other sources, we call on other gods. We all have our own God in our nation, but we expect to have unity. And that, my brothers and sisters, doesn't make sense. You see the thumbnail? You see this picture that AI put up? And I think that this picture speaks 1,000 words. It's just so significant. I ain't even have to tell AI to do some of the stuff it did in here, because that's just the way that the matrix was built. That's the way the system sees it. All I wanted was to see my people on that world stage this way. AI put that white man above you, but behind you. AI put the world behind you, because the world follows you. Even though that white man is standing up above you, he's still behind you. You understand? The world is going to continue to follow you. You don't have to be afraid to just do the right thing. Look, you have people in the world that are counting on you. Nations. Because there are people who are starting to wake up and understand what's happening around them. We're the only ones who lost our complete identity. Even with us being so out of order when it comes to being in agreement, we are still the leaders spiritually. And the only way to make that manifest, right, or come into fruition, is if we take action, right? It starts inside and then it shows outside. That's how all these things work. We know that, right? But as long as we continue to feed the system that's against us, then nothing is, I'm not going to say nothing's going to change, but I will say it's just going to get worse for us all. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 30 and let's continue. Praise Yah. It says in verse 4, if any of yours be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yah your Elohim gather you, and from thence will he fetch you. And Yah your Elohim will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And he will do you good, and multiply you above your fathers. And Yah your Elohim will circumcise your heart, and the heart of your seed, to love Yah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. It didn't say anything about having to accept Christ into your heart. It says in verse 5, and Yah your Elohim will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it. And he will do you good, and multiply you above your fathers. And YAH your Elohim will circumcise your heart and the heart of your seed to love YAH your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul, that you may live. It says to love YAH, the Father, right? The Creator of all things, so that you may live. Verse 7, and YAH your Elohim will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate you, which persecute you. Don't you see what's happening? The more our people wake up, the more these curses are going to fall on your enemies. That's why you're witnessing it. That's why it feels like everything's falling apart. Because the more of us wake up, the more of us turn back to our Creator, the more these curses are, and there's nothing that they can do about it. No matter who you are, if you are an enemy of YAH and you're an enemy of YAH's people, you're going to fall down with those curses, because it's consuming the earth. Verse 8, and you shall return and obey the voice of YAH, and do all his commandments which I command you this day. And YAH your Elohim will make you plenteous in every work of your hand, in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your land, for good. For YAH will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. He gonna rejoice over you like forefather Moses, and forefather Abraham, and forefather Isaac, and Jacob, right? In verse 10, if you shall hearken unto the voice of YAH your Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. This is the law. And guess what? You know something about this law? It changes not. YAH changes not. I'm going to segue for a little bit, and then we're going to go back to Deuteronomy 30. But right now, let's go to Malachi chapter 3. And let's start in verse 6. Yeah, let's read verse 6. It says, for I am YAH, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. So you see why we have been existing for so long and surviving as a people, because we some survivors. It's because our Creator changes not. So we're not consumed, because the Most High made a promise with our nation, and the Most High didn't make a promise with any other nation, according to Psalm 147 and 18, or 18 through 20, right? The Most High has not dealt with any nation except ours. So back in Deuteronomy chapter 30, it says in verse 10, if you shall hearken unto the voice of YAH your Creator, to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of the law, and if you turn unto YAH your Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul. This book, not any executive order signed in the United States, but the book of your forefathers' law. No other nation can interpret or break down the word like our nation, because it belongs to us. They take our book and they turn it into a religion, practicing rituals over in the land they call Israel, right? It's not bringing anyone closer to the Creator. I don't see too many of our people, because if it had as much outreach as Christianity, which is the number one religion in the world, I don't see many of our people claiming to be Jewish converts. That's just not a thing for our people. So they're not really reaching out and bringing and drawing anyone near to the Creator, if they're the so-called chosen, correct? So nobody on the planet can break down this word like Israel. You have to go through Israel. Our mores will tell you that. Amos 3. And let's start in verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and YAH has not done it? Surely YAH Elohim will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. The Most High does not reveal his secrets to just anybody. It's our nation that the Most High goes through for these things. Our people is who the Most High goes through for these things. That's why no one else can break down the Old Testament like our people, because it's ours. It's us. It's who we are. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 11 says, "For this commandment which I command you this day, it is not hidden from you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that you should say, Who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? Neither is it beyond the sea, that you should say, Who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very nigh unto you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it." The word is very nigh unto you. It's in you. It's who you are. What's the name of that movie? Is it The Green Pastures? Is that what it's called? Yes, it's The Green Pastures. I recommend every black person go and watch The Green Pastures. 1936, black and white film. Look at I want y'all to see the characters in this movie. It's a drama. God is black. The angels are black. Everybody is black. Everybody. And you wouldn't think that they would allow something like that to air back then. You feel me? But it did. And that's a part of our history. And y'all should go watch it. Sinners was really good. That's also part of our recent history. But go back, take it back to the black and white for a minute. Go watch The Green Pastures. Go support that and see what's up. Um, verse 15 says, "See, I have set before you this day life and good, and death and evil, and that I command you this day to love Yah your Elohim, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and in his statutes and in his judgments, that you may live and multiply. And Yah your Elohim shall bless you in the land where you go to possess it." Verse 17, "But if your heart turn away, so that you will not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, as we do this day, I denounce unto you this day." See, because we supposed to be up here swearing oaths with the Creator, and we ain't supposed to be swearing oaths with these man-made groups. That's the ways of the heathen that we're not supposed to be following, according to Jeremiah 10, 2 through 4. We're not supposed to be copying the ways of the heathens. The Most High tells us in verse 18, "I denounce unto you this day that you shall surely perish, and that you shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither you pass over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live, that you may love Yah your Elohim, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him, for he is your life, not man." Not cleave unto the President of the United States, not cleave unto your senators and your representatives, not cleaving unto any person that's in a position of power, not cleaving unto any man, but cleave unto your Creator, your source. "For he is your life and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which Yah sware unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob," Yaakov, "to give them." So it's not too late. It's never too late for our people. We are the last generation of this empire, old and young alike. Right? We've inherited idolatry and lies from our parents, our foreparents, because they didn't know any better, or they did not choose to seek Yah, and so they didn't know any better. Right? And so they're only going to give you what they know. And this is what's been passed down to us. This is what we've inherited. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10. And let's start at verse 2, where it says, well, let's start at verse 1. "Hear ye the word which Yah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." The Most High, he's speaking to you. He's speaking to our whole nation. You see how the Most High addresses us? "O house of Israel." That's all of us. We have an identity. We have a culture. We have traditions. We have heritage. We have these things. They belong to us. But we have to be willing to be right. We got to be right, y'all. We just have to. If that's what, if you want to make it through what's to come, you're just going to have to do the right thing. Or you're going to have to suffer for not doing the right thing. Because those are the times that we're living in. "O house of Israel," verse 2, "Thus saith Yah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cuts a tree out of the forest, and work the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it not move, or it move not. Right? Like Christmas, like a Christmas tree. I'm sure a lot of people heard this before. You know, this is a popular verse or popular chapter. In this case, they're building an idol, right? These are the things and the practices of the heathen. And we follow and copy their ways. And then we wonder why we cannot organize ourselves as a people. It's because so many of us, look at the thumbnail again, so many of us have gone out to other cultures and nations and tried to blend in with them and be accepted by them. I'm Egyptologist, Rastafari, Christian, Buddhist, Nation of Islam, you name it. Or I'm just a nigga on a corner, you know, whatever. It's like we go out there and we try to attach ourselves to other cultures and other nations and think that we can come together as a people. How does that work? We want everything but our blessing. We want to be everything that we were not made to be. We want to be everything but what we were made to be. It's like, do you know how special you are? All right. Is that all I wanted to talk about today? Oh, and also, before I wrap it up, I just wanted to let those who were on my Facebook post know, if you're watching, um, I didn't forget about you when I asked you what topics should be discussed for our Bible study. Um, I took note of all of that, right? I didn't forget about it. Praise Yah. Um, yeah, that's all I got today. I hope everyone has a blessed night and a delightful Shabbat. Praise the Almighty. I pray that all those trying to do the right thing, searching, seeking for the Creator and the Source, um, be blessed and be guided on the right path. And continue on the right path. Hallelujah. Shalom.